Gaurav, can you give us a sense of this ground offensive that Israel plans to launch in the Gaza Strip? They have again, in fact, sent out renewed warnings over the weekend to Gazans to, in fact, evacuate towards the southern part of the Strip. Otherwise, if they stayed put, they could be seen as terrorist sympathizers or partners, is what Israel has sent through leaflets. I believe that the IDF has distributed audio messages that have reached the mobile phones of Gazans as well.
Multiple ways on social media, on the internet, on their mobile phones, leaflets being thrown in that area. Israel is doing everything it can to tell the people in North Gaza and Gaza City to move south of Wadi Gaza River virtually every day. And they said that they'd initially delayed their operations by over 72 hours, which was long enough for people to move just 7 miles out of harm's way. People who choose not to do so or are incapable of doing so, at least the Israeli army spokespersons I have spoken to, they insist that they are still trying to make sure that civilians are not directly in the line of fire. However, the onus is on Hamas, according to them, because Hamas hides behind civilians and Hamas uses civilians as shields to target Israel. But this time they will decimate Hamas. No two ways about it. Yesterday I was speaking to one of the Israeli army spokespersons, and on camera, on record, he said it's a two-pronged strategy. First, eliminate Hamas at the Gaza Strip. It may take a month, it may take 2 months, they may have to go in deeper and stay there, but that's step one. Step two is to neutralize Hamas leadership world over, whether they're hiding in Qatar, whether they're hiding in Lebanon or in Turkey or in Iran. Israel says, and at least that is what these officials want you to believe, that like after the Munich Olympics in 1973, every terrorist who was involved in that massacre was hunted over years and neutralized. That's exactly what they intend to do with Hamas. On ground zero, from air to ground, from artillery, now tanks, and even machine guns are being used to target Hamas. Either it's their tunnel network or it's the buildings from where rocket fire is taking place behind those buildings, and they're ensuring no fuel reaches Gaza Strip, because Israel's apprehension is fuel that is sent out for civilians actually fuels the war against Israel. So food, water, medicines, 20 trucks day before yesterday, 14 trucks this morning, but no more relief, and that is putting Gaza at a grave risk where humanitarian crisis actually escalates. But Israel says the onus is on Hamas and not Israel. Let Hamas release hostages if they want food, water and fuel.
Right. Shiv, coming across to you, we've heard so much about this land incursion. We've heard about the preparedness. We've heard about the troops and the armor that Israel has, in fact, placed at the border for the last many days now in preparation of this land incursion. Could you just give us a sense and break it down for, viewers who don't understand exactly how this land incursion is to take place? How is Israel going to, enter into Gaza territory and take down Hamas?
Let me give you some perspective, Polemy. Israel has conducted complete ground operations into Gaza on 2 occasions before. The first time in 2009 when the ground occupation lasted for 15 days, and then again in 2014 when the ground occupation lasted about 19 days. So very brief periods, because as far as a ground invasion is concerned, there is no real exit strategy. At the end of those 15 or 19 days, the Israel army has always pulled out and left it, to Hamas or the Palestinian authorities to take over and continue governance. So that has been one of the biggest bugbears of ground invasions. What is the end game? What is the exit strategy? This time, Israel appears unanimous that the decimation, the complete obliteration of Hamas is their end game. They don't get more specific than that. But as we know, Polemy, there are many senior Hamas leaders, including the chairman, who don't live in Gaza. Many operative figures, key figures who've been responsible for what happened on October 7th may not even be hiding in Gaza. They may be hiding elsewhere. Many senior leaders have been killed. Some of their families have been killed as well. But key operatives continue to live abroad, including people like Ismail Hania, who lives in Qatar. There are others in Turkey, Iran, possibly, and other countries. As far as the ground invasion is concerned, It will involve armor. That's the reason why you see so many IDF tanks massed along the entire Gaza frontage. And it will, like Gaurav pointed out, shallow strikes and incursions have been taking place by the Israelis already using their special forces. This is a very important element of any ground invasion, because there is a recognition now that October 7th has changed everything, Polami. What happened on October 7th has been not only something that caught the world's most hyper-alert intelligence system by surprise, it's also reminded Israel that Hamas is not what it used to be. Its tactics are new, its innovations are new, it's able to find gaps. It has a hyper-aware system of human intelligence about the Israel Defense Forces and security systems as well. And that's why any ground operation is going to be difficult. If this ground operation perhaps had happened a little earlier, there would still have been a window to conduct it more effectively. Most experts agree, Polami, that more time that passes, the possibility of the Hamas being ever more prepared, ever more armed, better funded, being able to revive itself from whatever airstrikes have been happening in Gaza increases exponentially. And that's the reason why I'm saying I think Israel recognizes that shrinking window and wants to create a case and create the atmosphere for that ground operation. By all accounts, it will be difficult. There will be casualties. Remember, the Hamas has brought to bear drones, armed drones capable of dropping grenades and other weapons. Just yesterday, they wielded an anti-tank weapon, which they've no doubt procured from either North Korea or Iran. So this is not just any terrorist group. This is a terrorist group, that conducts commando-style training for its foot soldiers, has advanced weapons that are usually in the hands of conventional armies, and therefore this isn't just a terror hunt. It literally is going against a terrorist force that has formidable conventional capabilities. Not to mention, Polami, very importantly, the tunnel network under Gaza that gives the Hamas the ability and the capacity to, change positions quickly, to reconfigure its attacks, at a moment's notice. And that's also one of the reasons why you're still seeing attacks emerge from Gaza.
India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV.